the United States has not improved its fuel economy standards for the vehicles which we drive since 1975. In 1975, the fuel economy standard for the United States was 13.5 miles per gallon. We had the first oil shock. Congress acted. Gerald Ford signed the bill. We doubled them to 27 miles per gallon by 1986. We essentially cut in half the amount of oil which we import. Since 1987, we have gone backwards. We are now back to 25 miles per gallon. We have deployed the Internet ubiquitously. We have cracked the human genome, but in auto mechanics, we have gone backwards since 1987. So now, in this bill, 35 miles per gallon by 2020 isn't putting a man on the moon. Okay? It is capturing technology which the National Academy of Sciences says can be used. This excludes hybrids, by the way, in their assessment, to get us to 35 miles per gallon. That's an enormous signal to the marketplace and to OPEC. With regard to renewable electricity, the same thing is true. There is a revolution going on in Denmark, in Germany, and all around the world. We should be the leader. There's a company called Evergreen right outside of my district, which is the leading solar company. It had to move closer to its market. That is Germany, building its new plants over there. Germany has 57% of the photovoltaic marketplace. That makes no sense. We're the leader. MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Caltech, universities all over our country. This legislation will send a signal to the marketplace, to the investors, to make this difference. The same thing is true in biofuels. There's a revolution in universities and in farms all across the country, not just for corn, but for all kinds of products that can be used in this revolution. The Bush administration missed all 35 deadlines for improving the efficiency of appliances from 2001 to the end of 2006. And it's my law, the 1987 law on appliance efficiency. Missed every single deadline. That's why we're acting now. That's why we're putting it into statute. We're going to give the guidelines, because a flat screen TV that people are purchasing today consumes as much electricity as the refrigerator in your home. Computers, light bulbs, all of these things. That's all that electricity is. It's the collective demand of all of these products. If we make them more efficient, then we back out the need in order to build these coal-fired plants and other plants that otherwise we would have to pollute with. So by setting the goals, we signal to the American people, we signal to the marketplace that we're serious. And we have never done that before. We've done it sporadically, automobiles and SUVs or other vehicles in 1975, all the way through. But now we need a comprehensive plan at $100 a barrel. We have to say something to OPEC in the same way that President Kennedy said something to Khrushchev in 1961. We are not going to allow you to control the skies, he said, and we are not going to allow OPEC to control our economic, our energy, and our foreign policy agenda. And we need to make that statement, and this is the time to make it. We cannot allow another day to go by. Scope of this energy bill. The energy bill, with the component parts that we've been talking about this morning, by 2030 meets 35 to 40% of all of the U.S. goals for reducing greenhouse gases. That we can then move on to a cap and auction and trade bill discussion next year. But this bill alone, because it deals with vehicles we drive and the homes and the businesses we live in, the appliances which we use, the renewable fuels, it's 35 to 40% of the goal by 2030. So it's a climate change bill as well. It's not just an energy bill. It does both, because you're dealing with the ways in which we send these fossil fuels up into the atmosphere.